Bukayo Saka is simply world class. What a performance from this guy in the final third. Arteta had to make some bold decisions tonight. He got criticised by a lot of Arsenal fans for leaving Kieran Tierney out. But Skelly, look, listen, him, Wanyeri, Bukayo Saka, what an academy Arsenal have got. 3 top talents. That Skelly come in, fitted the left back position like a glove. Like a glove. Wanyeri, when he come on, lovely little cameo from him. But Bukayo Saka, the guy is simply world class. There is no if, buts, or maybes now. This guy is world class. The numbers he has produced in the Champions League, the numbers he has produced this season, only Mohamed Salah, who is practically a robot this season, has got more goal contributions than him. 21 goal contributions. It's the 11th of December. If you don't think he's world class and you simply have an agenda, in my opinion, make sure you go down, drop a like if you haven't already. Manchester City tonight absolutely battered by Juventus. And they're not even in the top 20 of the Champions League. But set piece again, that's what everyone keeps calling them, scored 3 goals tonight. Funny enough, I don't think a single goal was from a set piece. Make sure you go down and smash that subscribe button. We are steamrolling our way towards 33,000. As it stands, we're less than 500 away, so your subscription would be greatly appreciated. Arsenal 3, Monaco 0. And I'll be honest, 3-0 is a very, very, very flattering scoreline to Monaco. Gabriel Jesus had 2 chances. Martinelli had a big chance. Odegaard had 2 chances. Bukayo Saka, both his finishes, really, really good. The second finish, right in the corner. Havertz comes on, an absolute menace for the second goal and gets a touch on it for the third goal. Defensively, Saliba, really, really solid tonight. In a back 4 that he doesn't have his centre-back partner in Gabriel. Kivior, who criticised heavily after making a mistake against Fulham. And they bring through Lewis-Skelly, who I thought was absolutely exceptional tonight. And Thomas Partey played right back. So only one of their traditional back 4 played tonight, but Arsenal got another clean sheet, like they have throughout most of this competition at home. Clean sheets against Shakhtar, clean sheets against Monaco, and clean sheets against PSG. And it's a Monaco side that have got some talented players in. Golovin, I remember him back from the World Cup in Russia. He was at Moscow before. Ben Seguir, the commentator, saying he's a really big talent coming out from Monaco. They've got some familiar faces. Kehrer, ex-West Ham. Vanderson, heavily linked with Spurs a few windows ago. Mbolo, we know him from his time in Germany. And on the bench, I think he might not have even been on the bench, the ex-Arsenal player who come out of their academy as well in Balogun, I believe. So a very, very, I don't want to say tricky, because that's being disrespectful to Arsenal, but it was a bit of a tricky game at the same time, because the press that they put on Arsenal really put this team under pressure. Declan Rice tonight I thought was superb. Odegaard should have had a goal. Marino was pretty good as well. But I want to talk about Lewis-Skelly, right? I want to talk about this guy. 18 years of age, comes into the Arsenal side. That is a bold move. A bold move from Mikel Arteta. And I think he deserves his props. I think he deserves a lot of praise tonight for that move, because a lot of people have been heavily criticising what has Kieran Tierney got to do to get a game. Timber eventually come on. He didn't look like he was out of his depth whatsoever. Lovely little one-touch pass and move. The weight of pass into Gabriel Jesus that broke the Monaco line for the first goal is absolutely insane. The ball across from Jesus, he was extremely frustrating to watch tonight, and we will get onto him. The ball across the Bukayo Saka from Jesus is basically inch perfect. And the run, the timing of the run, and then the finish from Bukayo Saka on his weak foot, everything about that goal is absolutely world class. The weight of pass, the pass across from Jesus and the run from Bukayo Saka, they make it look so, so easy. And this was a traditional Arsenal performance. They battered Monaco. 3-0 is not a fair scoreline. Gabriel Jesus, this guy is so frustrating to watch at times. Should have had 2 goals tonight. 2 big one-on-ones. And I'm thinking, right, the ball come over the top. It bounces, and then he half volleys it straight at the goalkeeper. I'm looking at him going, if that's Havertz, easy pickings. Easy pickings for him. And the second one, I think it was Kera does a lot to kind of shuffle him across onto his right-hand side. And fair play, is a good save, and he can't follow it up with the rebound. That was the first Arsenal goal. The second Arsenal goal, fair play to Monaco. They come out, really put the pressure on Arsenal. They started to get more on the front foot, put a higher press on. And Arsenal were a bit more in the defensive third for, I would say, about 25 minutes. And you really thought that Monaco were looking threatening. I actually thought at one moment they might actually score. But this Arsenal team, just they dig in. They understand the role. This is an Arsenal side tonight that had no Zinchenko, had no Gabriel, had no, I think it was Calafiori as well, Ben White. A lot of their Tomiyasu, a lot of their back four injured, and they still kept a clean sheet against a Monaco side that was level on points, third in Ligue 1. And I'll give them credit. I thought Vanderson was really good. Exciting to watch him versus Martinelli was a really good one-on-one battle. The second goal, absolute credit to Arsenal. They broke out the press. Kai Havertz did really, really well to press on the goalkeeper. And then Bukayo Saka, no, that was the third goal. Bukayo Saka, their goalkeeper just completely gave it away. And then he kind of cut back onto his left foot and whacked into the far corner. And then the third goal, Havertz pressed the goalkeeper, and then Saka kind of shot and it deflected off Havertz and went in. But it was an absolutely cruise control performance on the stats, on the possession, on the corners. Two heavily set-piece sides. Monaco have got 6 goals in Ligue 1, and Arsenal are the best set-piece team in Europe right now. Everyone criticised them and called them Stoke FC. You only score because of your set pieces. I thought this is one of Arsenal's better performances in terms of the final third. Could they 16 shots against 7? That's 9 more. They should have had, Odegaard should have scored. Gabriel Jesus should have had a couple. And you look at where the other English teams are right now. They're above Aston Villa. They are they're currently third in the Champions League. They're in a really good position. They've scored 11, conceded 2. Only Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, and Barcelona, I think, have scored more in the top 10. You look at teams like Bayern Munich, not in the top 9. Atletico, Milan, Juventus, who of course beat City tonight. You look at City are down in 22nd. That is this Champions League format. Everyone was getting on their backs away far, but I think it's a lot more exciting. Look at Celtic sandwich between those two. That's nuts. And Manchester City, as it stands, may not even finish in the qualification part. You do not want to have to play those extra 2 games. And you look at Arsenal up to third, only conceded 2 goals. Only Inter Milan and Liverpool have got a better goal difference than Arsenal. I think you got to give Arteta, huge praise tonight. Made a big call, brought Lewis-Skelly in. They scored 3 goals. They need to kick on from here now. You look at the win against Nottingham Forest, then they absolutely battered Sporting and West Ham. And then they beat Manchester United, a draw to Fulham. They've beat Monaco. I look at the games they've got coming up. I'll be honest. The one in there, which I think that could be an issue, excuse me, is Brentford away, because they're the best side in the league at the moment at home. They're terrible away. But I think they'll comfortably go out there and dispatch Everton. I think they'll get through comfortably to the next round of the League Cup. And we've got to start, giving Arsenal a lot of praise. Yes, they're great on the set pieces. Yes, they scored 3 goals from open play. A lot of key injuries. Odegaard, I don't think, is fully fit. He looked a little bit rusty tonight. Touch wasn't there. Wasted a couple of chances. But Arteta is, at the moment, in a very good position in the Champions League. Okay, yes, you can say they're not exactly where they want to be in the Premier League, but they're 6 points away. If Liverpool lose that Merseyside derby, which it wouldn't surprise anyone because it is the last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park, or Liverpool slip up again, Arsenal and Chelsea are both there. You look at Manchester City at the moment, they are in a crisis. Losing to Juventus, losing to Liverpool, losing to Spurs, losing to Brighton, drawing after being 3-0 up against Feyenoord, losing to Bournemouth and Spurs. Manchester City have lost 6 of their last 8 games, with Aston Villa and Man United coming their way. Arsenal are in a far better position. They need to keep it going, though. They need to get more consistency in their run of games. Really, really good win tonight. And I think a lot of praise is due on this Arsenal side, I'll be honest. I think a lot of praise is due. Big decisions when bringing in Lewis-Skelly. You know, a massive decision as well to... I thought it was a bit of a gamble going with Jesus. But then again, Havertz, I don't know if he's entirely fully fit. He brought in Wanyeri, who looked good. He's got bundles of talent. And, you know, fair play to the Arsenal Academy because they're starting to really churn some talent out. You look at 3 Academy graduates on the pitch today with Lewis-Skelly, Saka, and Wanyeri. Trossard come on as well. He looked lively. Timber as well. I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed a 7 out of 10 every single week with that guy. He's so technically brilliant. He's so strong defensively. And look, I think Arsenal are in a good position. They've got the League Cup as well, where you might see Lewis-Skelly, Wanyeri, and Jesus and Sterling given more chances, which will kind of help Arsenal in terms of their rotation. And if they get in the top 8, I think that is a job well done. It means you don't have to play a 2-legged game playoff. So Arsenal have played 6, won 4, drawn 1, lost 1. And if that Arsenal Inter Milan defeat, if that was in the Premier League, I know it's completely different rules. I know it's probably irrelevant. But on another day, I don't necessarily think that is a penalty. The rules are different. I understand that. But the inconsistencies of the refereeing decisions. I don't know if you saw the Atletico Madrid game earlier, guys. The penalty that was given for Slavia Bratislava was an absolute disgrace. But fair play to Arsenal. They're in a strong position. They are in the top 3 of the Champions League, which a lot of people wouldn't think they would get there. So I think credit is due. I'll be honest. I think credit is due. Arsenal, keep this consistency going, and then a lot of people will start believing about the title race again. It's an interesting position that Arsenal kind of find themselves in. They're kind of sandwiched in between what's the priority at the moment. Is the priority to go and win the league? Is the priority to... Obviously, the priority will be to win the league, but in terms of the transfer market, they're sandwiched in, do they go out and get a left winger? Do they go and get a number 9? Do they bring in a midfielder? Lots of questions need to be answered, and only Arteta really knows. Make sure you go down and drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you all soon.